Hi submarine friends. Well, I've been working on my hydraulic system and I've got the tank, the hydraulic reservoir tank shortened and bolted into the submarine. I've got the hydraulic valve installed. When I move this forward, the hydraulics are engaged and oil is sent to the motor in the back. Unfortunately, I'm waiting for the seal to arrive for the shaft on the pump I'm using. So in the meantime, I'm going to work on the propeller mount. So this guy right here, this is what the propeller attaches to. It's a heavy bugger, just like so. So that's a 21-inch propeller with a 19-degree pitch, and this has two tapered bearings in it, like a typical wheel bearing would be. And so what I did is I took the boat propeller shaft and I machined it so that a hydraulic motor just plugs right into the back here. This is an oil reservoir, and there's a rubber lip seal, and then I put a mechanical pump, water pump seal. So this is a spring-loaded seal. So when I put the propeller on, I put a couple of shims in here, and that compresses this, and then I'll make a guard to go over top of this as well so that weeds and stuff don't get into this spring assembly. So the way it works is I have 86 foot-pounds of torque out of this hydraulic motor, and that's and I'm going to run it at 400 RPM. That's what I'm starting with. I have no clue, none, zero. I have no idea how much power it takes to turn that propeller fast enough to make this submarine go the speed I want. I've asked other people. One really nice person contacted me when I asked the question on Facebook, and he came up with some pretty legit numbers. Very nice guy. I really appreciated that. But anyways, I get numbers all over the place, so I just have no idea, but I'm starting with what he's told me. So I'm going to try to turn that 400 RPM. The pump I have will give me the oil flow. Actually, it's running the pump below capacity for flow, but on capacity for pressure. So it's a good starting point. You know, I'll put it in the water. The pump is really cheap. They're dirt cheap. The motors are expensive. So I'd like to use this motor and just put the pump in according to what the motor needs. But I also have a horsepower limitation with this 3-cylinder Yanmar. So I'm figuring with my math that it's going to take 20 horsepower to drive that pump, to drive the propeller 400 RPM. Hopefully that gives me the speed I need. And if not, then this motor will take more. It'll take more oil flow, but not more pressure. So this is what we have to play with. I mean, you just don't know. I have to put a pressure gauge on the pump and just start from there. Put it in the water. I'll have a test pool. I'll dig a test pool in the spring. I'll put it in the water, and I'll just start testing. And whatever the gauge tells me, I know that I can't go over 1800 PSI, so I can just keep playing with pumps until I get the right thing. I don't know how else to do it. I don't have the math skills to figure it out otherwise. So that's what I'm doing. So anyways, that's what I'm working on. Oh, and this here, this has to have a mount built. That's actually what I'm working on today. This gets a mount built so that it bolts to the back of the sub. Originally, when I built this, it sat this way and it had a fin right here, a steel fin plate welded to it that welded to the submarine. But I want it to be removable, just because it'll be a lot easier to work on if I have to work on it. I mean, it should last the life of the submarine. It's got really big, heavy-duty tapered bearings in there. It's completely full of oil. It's got a fill plug and a drain plug, so, you know, in the beginning, every time I take it for a dive, I'll dump the oil and check to make sure there's no water coming in, which there shouldn't be, so I can stay right on top of maintaining it. So anyways, that's what I'm doing. Making a mount for this today. Ciao.